Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Ignition Series University Clash. We are on our second week. We hope you're all doing well. How are you doing today, Steph?
I'm doing amazing. I'm fine, feeling awake. Big contrast to last week, let's be
Yeah,
honest. And contrast to last week, now we have a camera.
let's go.
They
We're
can see
back.
our beautiful faces
I
once
know.
again.
And again, last week we did see Portsmouth take down Leicester in a dominant 3-0 performance
Mm.
from them last week, and they will advance to our grand finals, which will be next week, of course. But now for today, we have a great match coming your way, which is
Well, we've seen that Warwick has finished top 12 in NSC. So
yeah,
honestly, both teams are very respectable in like NSC standings. Like they did like both good runs. Honestly, today I feel like University of Warwick will take like a 3-1. That's
yeah,
like kind of my prediction. But it wouldn't surprise me if like Southampton are like just right there.
yeah.
Like both teams are showing like great performance throughout NSC, so I'm expecting the same in this match today.
Fair enough, yeah. Of course, last week, like we had a bunch of issues, as I'm sure you would have noticed. Like we weren't able to give you the full like details of what's going to happen on here. So of course, you saw last week the schedule of what's going to happen. We've got the finals next week. Got the final semi-finals today. And of course, we'll later run down like some of the more game details, starting with some hero bands, which will be coming up today. And Steph, I'll leave that one.
Bastion team comp.
Yeah,
There, Bash. I remember. What was the map? I always forget. Eloise, I think, where they
Leos.
just abused the Bastion.
Yeah,
But yeah, I think that's still gonna be like a main ban against Warwick.
yeah. I've seen like Southampton. They seem to be quite flexible from history.
Mm.
I've seen so they play a variety of comps, so maybe we might see more of a target ban approach come through from
Yeah,
them. So maybe they'll see that Bastion potentially. And you're like, yeah, just get rid of that,
get rid
get
of
that
it.
out of the way. Of course, hero bans they can be influenced, of course, per map. As we have a
Mm.
look at the map pool coming into today, and for the rest of the tournament. Only one map can be played per mode. So like after control is out, so they have to play either escort, hybrid, push, or flashpoint. Go for the next game. So for what we've seen from their playstyles, like potentially going into the next one, and the first ban as well. So they have the advantage going into that game. Of course, before we get into the game, of course, we'll have a look at the bracket going into today. Of course, the winner. These teams have played Portsmouth yet, so it could be a
No.
surprise going into this. Of course, Warwick and Southampton, but they're not playing with their full rosters. But it seemed like Portsmouth last week, they almost had their like complete full
Yeah.
roster. So it will definitely be interesting. It will be a challenge for sure. But I'm sure that one of those teams, especially like Warwick, as we've seen before, they've done pretty well. So hopefully they can potentially bring the fight, or Southampton if they can manage this upset today.
Honestly, it wouldn't surprise me if we see an upset today, especially again as you said that both teams do not bring their full rosters today. But
Yeah.
who knows? There might be some surprise players who just dominate this lobby
Yeah.
and dominate next week. But again, depends on who wins. And of course, you got my predictions for today. What are your predictions?
Based on what you've seen, I feel like Warwick, they do have, so like, if they were playing like just Warwick v Southampton,
Mm.
I'd be leaning towards a 3-0 to Warwick.
Yeah.
But based on some of the players I've seen in the lobby, I recognise some of the Southampton guys, but I'm yet to recognise many of the Warwick players.
Oh.
So I feel like it could be a close one either way. I'm gonna go. You know what? I'll go for a game 5. I'll go 3-2 Warwick.
Oh. Okay. So both us are like giving
Yeah.
to the Warrior, which is fair.
I'm basing this on the fact that like seeding for the first team for Warwick was so high, so I'm feeling like maybe for the second teams as well, because they also made Div 1. So maybe some of
Yeah.
these players might be from the second team. So even then, they could probably still bring the fight to Southampton, even
Yeah.
if Southampton do not have their full roster either.
100%. I have to agree. And honestly, I'm feeling very confident that this curse will be broken. Our 3-0 curse that
Yeah.
has since the start. I don't think we've had one game that hasn't ended 3-0.
Nah.
But
We've had a couple like 2-1s when it was best of 3, I think.
Mm.
So we have gone to the distance in a best of 3, but a best of 5 for some reason that's just less fair compared to a best of 3, which is unusual to see because usually those best of 3s are in qualifier stages where you might see like it separates the better team from the weaker teams. But in that case, it was just separating the good teams from the good teams.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm really excited for today.
Yeah.
What we've spoken about like Bastion ban, right?
Yeah.
And we also spoke about how Southampton are more of Southampton, right? Who are more versatile. If you had like a target ban for this patch, who would it be? Like someone like Meta, which is like just very annoying.
I feel like for what Southampton used to play, or like from what they've seen, I think maybe banning support might be good. Like, because they like to play like Lucio Kiri, so maybe they can like try and protect that by potentially banning a Brig. Like, that would be good if they want to run a dive of their own.
True.
Get Brig out the way. That other flex support does not have the protection of a Brig. Like, so they will have to play like more safer, like potentially just mirror the Lucio Kiri,
Yeah.
which is you'll most commonly see. So, especially in a control map as well, that seems to be the default for most teams. Like, or otherwise, like another like support duo that's kind of crept its way into the meta recently is like Juno Brig, of course.
Oh yeah.
You play that with a Malga potentially, you've got like a very good like brawl comp looking. So it can be very hard to like run through a team like that. So it will be interesting to see what like, especially in those support comps. That's what I'm going to look out for the most, is because I want to see like what teams are willing to play like the more meta support comps compared to comfort picks, because that can
100%.
especially be like the game changers in more like with some of the lower ranked players, because they may not be the top players.
Yeah.
So they might just be like playing what they're comfortable on rather than what's meta.
Yeah. To be fair, I would hopefully we can see a Mizuki player. Like I've been again only recently I've been started playing Overwatch and learning all these champions, all these or heroes. I mean,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's fun.
These heroes and like what they do. I don't know. Mizuki just seems the most fun.
Fair enough. He is like a more newer hero. Like, he seemed when I first played him, like when he first released, I was thinking like, oh, this could be a good character, to be fair. But he's not really found his place.
Yeah.
I think he's kind of struggling just that little bit to like find his performance. But in ranked, like, and maybe in a tournament like this, who knows? Like, Mizuki might be able to find that value, especially in more dive comps, like you said. Like, the chain can be very crucial in stopping a dive from potentially like a Doomfist or a ball.
Yeah.
Like, that can help slow them down, even though it's not like forever. Pair that with a Castle Sombra potentially, and like dives just become so much harder for the other team.
100%. And like as you said, like him finding a hard place in like the meta. I feel like you might as well just pick Lucio. Like if you want like that like AoE healing, I think just Lucio still has been like the main face of like support of like you want him there, especially with like his speed boost. It's just great for engages and disengages. So yeah.
Like, Lucio Kiri's been like hard meta for the past like what?
Few
Since
years.
Overwatch 2 came out, I think. I don't think there's been any other reason to play any other support comp most of the time. So now, kind of, you're seeing more of that variation, especially in modern day, because more heroes seem to be getting buffed compared to nerfed. So
yeah.
we are seeing more of that like diversity in support comps coming through, which we want to see. To be fair, like I'm sure no one really wants to watch Lucio Kiri like for 20 games in a row.
Yeah, very still like meta. Like that's what I like because for example, in other like esports,
Mm.
you always see like always the same champions. Like in Valorant or like recently, you've only seen Yoru in top play, and he got enough to the ground. Now you don't see him at all. In League, you always see like the main picks for like mid lane, which is like Galio,
Yeah.
Syndra, like mages.
Well, like, okay, I guess you kind of see that with Overwatch now because Vendetta,
Oh,
like,
true.
she was like basically a guaranteed
Dominating.
pick, like,
Yeah.
for like to start the series off. Like, she was like an S tier character. Now she's kind of looking in towards that D tier, C tier range. Like, she's just fallen off completely. Like, that just shows how like fragile that character was. Like,
Oh,
just take away
100%.
some of her armor and she's gone.
Yeah, and I feel like that's a thing about like characters like that where they have so much mobility and so much survivability. If you just reduce like one small change can just destroy it.
Yeah.
It's like I've noticed this, especially in League of Legends, like the characters in that game are very fragile. So I feel literally that's what happened to Vandera. It's like
Yeah.
just purely gone. Who do you
Yeah.
want to see in the meta like rise?
I like watching Genji's personally, so I would like to see Genji be a good pick. But like again, he's just in a rough spot. I say he does show up every now and again. Like you
Yeah.
might see a Genji, but like he just gets outmatched by almost every other flex DPS in the role at the moment. Even Anran might even be a better pick in some cases because even she can get like some decent burst damage going now.
Oh,
Like
definitely.
her combos can actually like stay active for longer, so. It can, an Anran can work if they're feeling adventurous. They might be able to pull out an Anran here, but I'd probably stay safe and just say you're most likely to see a Tracer most
Oh,
likely,
yeah.
as that flex DPS hero. Although a lot of flex DPS players like to play Genji, so might
Oh,
see
yeah.
Genji here today as well.
With Aran, I do want to ask: does Malga's burn and Aran's burn stack together?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
and
Good to know.
Ash's Dynamite as well.
Oh,
So you can get almost like you could build a whole comp based around fire potentially.
don't worry, someone will go Yang and then just fucking water.
Yeah, imagine they actually did that. It's like they do like the Marvel Rovers like team up kind of thing,
Oh
where
yeah.
they actually make like playing specific heroes together. Like I think they did tease like team ups with Overwatch at one point,
Yeah.
but I feel like in Overwatch it might be a little bit more like drastic if you do a team up like that because
Definitely.
already like there's characters that are like hard meta. So trying to like if you get like a broken team up, like no one wants to really play into that.
Yeah.
To be fair.
And like I remember in like Marvel Rivals when you'll have like Hulk Namor. That was or like anything with Namor. I'm gonna be honest. Any team up with Namor was just
Mm.
so annoying to break through. So having that, like let's say a Torbjorn with like an Ash, and then the turret like does fire damage even more. Like
that would be crazy. Imagine that with like Torb, just like a fire turret.
yeah.
Although they did tease something. It was like in the April Fool's patch, like when Malga can shoot lava.
Oh,
One of the guns like that. That was just so miserable to play against.
yeah. And I think that will be an interesting, but I don't think anyone from Overwatch community will enjoy those changes.
Nah.
It'll be like a fun game mode.
Yeah, like the April
But
Fools.
for a full-on change, I don't think that should be where Overwatch should be going. Honestly, I feel like the changes that Overwatch recently done, like going back to their original roots, has like proven like quite well, especially for their player base and player count.
I seem to be finding games much quicker compared to before.
100%.
Like you see a lot of like returning players in your lobby, so they're asking like, "Oh, who's this guy? Who's this guy?" Which can be a little bit scary if you've like played the game for like even consistently throughout that. But
yeah,
again, it's always good to have those quicker queue times, I'd say.
yeah.
And if what I've heard is correct, we have our map for this game. I believe it's Lijiang Tower.
Ooh,
So like that was my predicted map, like because a lot of people like Lijiang Tower, like
Mm.
myself included. It's probably one of my favorite maps.
yeah,
Like it is just like it's one of those like it's like one of the classic maps when you think of Overwatch. Usually it's like King's Row. You'll think of like Lijiang Tower, of course, and then
Route 66.
Route 60 potentially, yeah. If that's what Gibraltar as well, I'd say is one of the more
Oh,
iconic
yeah.
maps. I'm trying to think, what other ones could there be?
I'm just thinking like, um, Like I can definitely see like a variation between Kings Row and Midtown, but Kings Row is just so iconic and everyone's practices on that map.
Yeah.
So
Honestly, if you're a uni team out there, practice hybrid maps that aren't Kings Row. You're instantly going to throw off the other team because they're going to be like, what? Pick Kings Row! Pick Kings Row!
oh, who goes Blizzard?
Midtown? What is that? What's Midtown?
Never heard of the map. It's not even a map.
What's that? Even in ranked, like, you might see people not even pick it. Like, over at Kings Row.
I love the new addition of like random maps. Like anytime I see like free maps that I just despise, I'm just like the random map, and sometimes again I'm like, oh, finally, and then go to a fourth map that I hate, like or a Flashpoint.
Hit random and you get Parisa, and you're like, great.
Great.
Everyone wanted that, I'm sure.
To be fair, they did rework a new map or an old map, didn't they, recently?
Yeah, Peninsula.
Yeah.
But that had been going for a while, actually. Like, I kind of forgot it even existed in the like control map pool.
Yeah.
Because it's not. I didn't think it was necessarily always a bad map. I'd say it's definitely one of the weaker, or like my least favorite control maps, I'd say.
Yeah.
But it's still like a decent map, to be fair. And of course, like in ranked, like who doesn't want a reduced like comp points loss?
True. But to be fair, I think another problem with that map is it's a control map, and it has so much like competition with other control maps that people just much more prefer, like Eloise, or like I think that's so much comfortable for players and team comps just to practice.
Yeah.
And as I said, the other control map, I forgot the name. Isn't there another like very popular control map?
Lijiang?
Yeah, Lijiang Tower. Yeah, where we're going right now.
Yeah.
So yeah, like having that competition against those two maps, I feel like it is impossible to be picked, especially like in a higher competitive environment.
Yeah.
But we will be going into our first game of tonight, or University of Southampton versus University of Warwick.
Yeah, just plays, and as you can have a look at the comps that they seem to be running against Southampton, they are looking at that Lucio Kiri comp. They're looking to play that Sierra as well, which is like
interesting.
We saw it last week as well. Maybe it's never mind.
Cass.
Straight onto the Cass.
Oh, but Mizuki?
Oh, Mizuki.
Never mind.
Baited.
Okay.
Yeah, Lucio Kiri coming out, and then their Kiri Braid coming out from Warwick as well. They are looking for potentially more of that like sustain, like they want to play more like back, like and secure compared to like running in like it seems Southampton want to do early, because they taking all the map control, forcing their D.Va to head straight towards point as they look to take this right side now. D.Va getting beamed down main, falls low. Murph finds LJD on the brig. The Phantom Tracer is huge enough, so they will look to run him down now. Finding all the kills, picking up Whimsy with 2. That will give point control over to Southampton's start. That's a good first fight from them.
Yeah, really strong fighter by Southampton, picking off that Brigida and just taking over the entire fight after that. And also, something I realized, Warwick are running that Genji.
Yeah, Warwick again with that Genji, like potentially might not find as much value compared to a Tracer, but again, Squid finds Tracer early, Like that's a good, huge first pick to help them get them active. Suzu fourth from Southampton, so they can look to get aggressive. Bligger is kind of on his own on this point here. They can look to try and run them down if they've got this coordination, but again, Bligger has seemed to find his way onto point. Oh, as Whimsy finds the headshot onto LJD. Smoked down. Full D.Va with the boost is trying to go straight to point, but the boot from Kita is huge enough. They can't get back in time. No extended boosters perk just yet. And Southampton managed to keep this point alive. Again, they're fighting. Curry Boys managing to stay alive here, but like again, they don't have that point control, so it will be a little bit of a struggle. Spear off the map from Gregor. Finds Mark, a great spear from him. That's a huge stagger coming from Warwick. Southampton looking to control this pressure.
It's very hard for Southampton to break through this defense. Oh!
Went for a creative terror surge off the map, but didn't quite find any value as Curry Boy finds Whimsy with a deflect. Finds 2 now, finds QT overall. He does find Curry Boy. Again, the fight's coming through. Seems like Warwick have got this fight under control now.
Yeah, and they captured a point. Now Warwick have the D.Va and Kiriko all coming up. But look out, Southampton, they do have the Creed and both supports up, so this could be a big team fight coming up.
Yeah. Warwick probably need to try and find that pick early. ideally in one of the supports. Like this double support ult can be brutal. Kutsu Rush comes through from both teams. The Blade gets popped from Warwick. Looking to find that value, finds Whimsy. Beat comes through from Southampton to try and nullify it, but the Blade has already found 2. Kills come through, but Gligger finds LJD. There's 1 support down for them. Point control looking to fight. Genji is finding that value, putting the pressure on Kietia as he has to fall back to the Mega. Even finds Uberogi through it with 2. That's a great fight from Warwick. They force both those support ults, and they still maintain control at that point.
Yeah, really well played there by Warwick. And that Blade just find those 2 picks really quickly. And Lucio being out of fight very early on. Just couldn't do anything from Southampton.
I knew pop from Whimsy. It does fall. D.Va did a very good job of eating that with the Matrix. Muck in the air now trying to find Jetpack Cat with that trick shot. Can he find it? He does get the direct hit. And he finds him out the air. Great shots from Muck in the air. Finds 2. Can they get the final kill to Kietia as he does just about manage to fall back.
And the Tracer falls off the map somehow. You know,
it's probably just a regroup. Don't want to get that stagger.
Yeah.
There's no way you would intentionally fall off the map at that kind of a thing. It would just be an intentional, like, get back in with the team because they will look to only have, like, 1 or potentially 2 more fights left to go. Going to Curryboy with a deflect headshot onto Uberogi, and that's a support down and tank down for Southampton. Warwick could turn this game around pretty well. This hold now. Sierra pick from Whimsy as well. Maybe not finding the value on the cast as you would have wanted. We can take this high ground now, find an off angle. Can they find the damage enough? Tracking shot comes through the Suzu to clear it after Kietia with a great boop onto the D.Va. It's a great kill. Clicker with another kill with the spear. He seems to be hitting everything with that today. The Terra Surge comes through, finds those kills. Whimsy with the final naked on the Curry Boy, and that gets the flip on 99% for Southampton. And
now Southampton need to protect this point. Warwick had a great fire at the start, but then just lost everyone. Orisa with the spear just doing so much damage.
Southampton are on the Jetpack Cat now, so they don't quite have the sustain going through. The rally gets popped. Trying to find getting early. Both support ults are online for Warwick, but they can use the bomb as well. Looking to get aggressive here with this rally. Kitsune comes through, big state shield bash from LJD, and that finds the stuns that they need to help plan on those kills. A point flip will look to come through from Warwick. Stall from Murph. Will it be enough to try and help them get another recontest? Point gets flipped. Southampton looking to try and find these touches. They do find it. Gligger is now on the point. The Murph dead. That's a huge pick from them to find that Tracer. Gligger all alone on point. Can he survive up for long enough? Kitsune doesn't quite have that beat online, so he can't quite hold him up for long enough. Warwick finding these kills. It's one to the venture. To recontest quickly. Jetpack Cat falls. And that will give Warwick this first point, but a great turnaround from them.
Yeah, the entire map point was just like a roller coaster. Southampton got a point early, then Warwick got so far, and then Southampton gained it back, and then the final fight, Warwick was just able to dominate. Really unlucky there by the Tracer, Murph from Southampton. He was able to get 2 picks there, but his team couldn't capitalize off it, and I think Warwick there just stagger killed there just about right.
Yeah.
And they couldn't get back in the fight, Southampton.
Yeah, Warwick did a great job of turning that point around. They now head over to Control Center. So it will look like you would kind of favor Southampton's comp to this, but again, the D.Va can always find that value, as Bruty was in that last game.
We'll see here.
Indoor room. Southampton do control it early. Curryboy on that alpha angle trying to find this value. Warwick will rotate the point. Get aggressive now as the dig comes through onto the venture. Trying to get involved, get active. D.Va is split from the rest of the team. Suzu comes through. Form pop from Ramatra. Looking to try and run them down now as Curryboy falls in the corridor. D.Va demaked. That will give Southampton nice point control. Muck finds Murph though on that little side. They're separated. The support with the DPS. Bruty will go off the map. Muck off the map. Seems like they just want to die quickly.
Yeah, really strong point there by Southampton, and getting that room control very early on seemed pivotal there.
See like the value that Ramacha gives, like it just gives them all that space. It's gonna be a struggle to walk through. But they really need some like high damage. They're trying to force Gligger off this angle. Sitting main now, trying to just hold this control at this point. LJD's kind of split from the big. They're looking to try and coordinate an attack onto him. He has to back off now as a result. Muck kind of caught in that corridor there. All full because of it. Yeah,
Both-
Southampton are doing well to control this point. Kills coming through from them.
Both Muck and Kiriko were stuck behind the tank and just couldn't help the team. They were just too far pushed, and now they're gonna stagger kill.
The stag on the Baby Diva. Be huge here. Help keep up time on that point. Southampton doing a good job so far of turning this point around compared to last game, although it's a very similar thing.
Yeah,
We saw them get that point control early, but once Warwick made those changes, they seem to find that value.
yeah. We can see that they swapped to Orisa instead of the Diva.
That'll definitely help, like, more frontline pressure. As the Vortex comes through, that kind of zones off things, leaves Spruty on his own. Rule 4, the very coordinated, they knew what they were doing in that fight, pushing them all the way back into the spawn door. Curry Boy kind of caught out on his own.
Oh no!
Is the support enough to try and keep him alive? He does dash out. Falling lever, they keep him alive. W care from Warwick there as they keep him alive.
The
Save
pro-
that KD.
The problem I'm seeing from Warwick right now is that even though they swap, the Southampton ults have such a big advantage. They go in here with the Beep and Ramada ult.
3 holds coming through from Southampton, and it's good enough by those kills. But Warwick, they do find a flip onto that point. The tank and BPS find it as Curry Boy pops the blade as a final attempt to try and stay alive. Can't quite find the value, and they will fall.
And
Overtime
even though Warwick was able to get a point touch, it wasn't enough with just a tank and the Genji ult. Game pick so early, really well played there by Southampton to tie up this map 1-1.
It's a close map we're looking at here.
Yeah.
It's good. It seems like the variation from the comp that the Southampton ran last time, like that
Yeah.
swap to Ramacha, did seem very crucial to them. Like they did a very good job of holding that point before. Because I think
Yeah.
Warwick can't quite find their way through a Ramacha. Like they could find their way before, like with the Orisa maybe, they could try and like just kind of ignore her almost. But now with the Ramacha, it becomes a little bit more of a struggle to ignore, especially with that Vortex on your backline. Kind of like can't get out quick enough.
What would you pick into Ramatra?
Ramatra, like again, you probably just want to try and play that like dive comp that they're doing. But again, in Control Center, it can be a little bit difficult. This one, more open space. They
Yeah.
can't try and find those angles a little bit more.
And you have definitely
like-
more spaces to go around. You are not stuck in one choke point, and we know that Warwick Southampton are really good at holding those choke points.
Yeah. Warwick looks to take the left room. Curry Boy finds an angle onto them. Boy, he finds Kittia. It was a
Ooh.
great forward. He noticed he was low. Managed to find that dash kill onto him. On the dive coming through from Warwick. Feeling very good as Spruty and Curry Boy find 4 kills. Backline down, just leaving the tank on his own to try and punch his way through, but can't quite find it.
Really
play
well
from Warwick.
played there by the Genji. Leaving himself on 5 HP, find Talusa very early on,
Yeah.
and then just living. And I was so surprised when I saw him in that corner, like nobody was shooting at him.
Yeah. Good positioning there from Warwick. Taking control at that point, and that's the value they can get on those dives. Looking to hold this close angle. Look at just farming this damage. Spruty looks to get active on the Diva, but does fall low because of it. The Vortex kind of slowing them down. So much and now will look to get aggressive. Both finds Curry Boy. Flex DPS down, that's dive pressure relieved from Southampton. Maybe we'll get the flip onto that point.
Yeah, the Diva going there super early and then just getting shredded. Cost them this fight, and now Ramatra can just push. He does have ult up.
Look to hold close here. The damage is coming through. Maybe don't look to overextend. The ult gets popped. Find the damage as Suzu comes through. He's going really up close. But his team has his back. Whimsy with 2. He's falling low though. He needs a Suzu. He needs to stay alive. The rally gets popped to try and slow him down. High Noon pop to try and relieve the pressure. But the shield from Brig is too massive. He can't do anything about it. Kutsu Rush comes through to relieve the pressure from Warwick. They're looking to now run him down. They don't have a Kitsu of their own just yet. Or they do have it, but they are just looking to hold it. Finding the value. Kind of feel like they had to try and mirror that Kitsu. But there's a bomb with the remake. Bigger with the block, just sustain. Oh, great shot from Whimsy. Onto Muck to slow him down as soon as the Kitsu was popped. Get aggressive now. They can't even use that Kitsu anymore. The damage is just too much.
This guy's finding a lot of value.
Nice from the Tracer trying to find this backline as the great blade gets popped from Curry Boy. Can't quite find the kill. Whimsy. Who's hitting every shot on this Genji. Must be a struggle for him to try and even get active. Allowed him with a solid hold there. Burning through those ults from Warwick. Still no progress made on the board anymore to work.
Now there's need to find the opening against Southampton. It just seems like nothing they can do is possible.
Substitute from Southampton. They're looking to try and hold this point. Whimsy finds Curryboy yet again. The high noon popped. From Whimsy to try and clean up these kills. Finds Squid. Mirth does fall to the Kiriko, but again, that's 1 kill compared to the 5 coming through from Southampton.
This Cassidy is doing work on the Warwick right now, and it seems that this is going to be the first map going to Southampton with a 2-1.
Ball can't quite find the touch, and that will give Southampton the lead in the series. With a great turnaround from them
Definitely.
to almost reverse sweep this control map. Seems like that swap to Ramatra and the Cassidy play from Whimsy, especially in that last point, proving so much value from them.
Definitely, and again, there's just no answer to the Ramatra. Like, it just seems like Ramatra could just go in and do whatever, while we've seen the Warwick tank, like, playing Tadiva, of course, getting value super early on, but going on by herself in that one crucial fight just seemed to snowball. So after that, it just seemed full-on dominance by Southampton.
Yeah, seems like Southampton, they're good at going on, well, Warwick, sorry, they're good at going on the attack, like, when there's, like, no, like, spot to hold for Southampton. Like, if they don't have, like, control of the map, like, they're doing a very good job of, like, getting those dives on. But once Southampton have control of that map, it seems very difficult for them to break through at all.
Yeah.
Like, as we saw with that reminder, they tried the different angles at one point, but again, once they get Gliga to that angle, it seems very difficult to come through, and especially with Whimsy on those off angles as well on hit scan.
Yeah.
He's hitting every shot. Like, Curryboy can't get active on that Genji, which I'm sure Whimsy is his target,
Yeah.
mostly with that Cassidy, but again, you're just hitting almost every shot.
You can't do anything. Like,
Yeah.
if you have a person with aimbot on, like, what can you do, you know?
A good hit scan can become lobby admin, as we're seeing right now
Yeah.
from Whimsy, especially in that last map.
But we can definitely probably see a ban from either Cass or Ramatra. Like, I think if you're Warwick here, you want to ban one of those two. Of course, Whimsy didn't seem that confident on any other DPS. Like, of course, he changed very early on because maybe there was a comp or like a call out. But especially on that third point, it just seems like he could hit every shot.
Yeah. The swap to Cassidy can really help shut down a Genji as much as they can. Like, once he's in, if they can force that deflect early, or like at least try and outplay the deflect, because usually a Genji's like whole thing is like timing, when are they going to use this ability, when is he going to use his flashbang, try and deflect it. Once, if they can deflect the flashbang, more or less, the Genji will win. But if the flashbang hits, then the favours massively to the Cassidy, so I'm sure that was what was going through Whimsy's head in that entire time, managing to find those kills. And maybe sometimes, if he's hitting every shot, he can't even get the opportunity to get close. That's what happens with a hit scan sometimes. Of course, we do hear that a new update has just dropped for Overwatch.
Oh, lovely.
So, us included, and as well as all of the players, will have to do an update before we get into this next game. So we're going to go to a quick break, and we'll be back afterwards with a new patch, potentially. Maybe we'll check the patch notes. We'll have a quick little have a look.
Yeah, we'll tell you all the changes that happened.
Yeah. It'll probably just be shop skins, but again, we'll soon. More skins.
Was
Hello and welcome back to the Ignition Series University Clash. We're on our second week. Just come off our first game, in which Southampton took Lijiang Tower 2-1. It was a close map. I'm interested to see how this next one goes. Hopefully, well, we're all updated now. New patch, new skins.
New skins. That's all happened with
Yep.
new Diablo skins. If you guys want to get that in the shop, then
Maybe we'll see
go-
some of our players with them on.
oh yeah, because some of our players took a bit to buy those skins. Which, you know what? Fair enough.
Use the break wisely. Why not spend that student loan, as they say?
Yep. But our next map, we have
Yes.
Flashpoint.
Yep, going to Suravasa.
Yeah, honestly, the only Flashpoint map that we've seen,
Yeah,
which is fair enough.
like in the map pool, it's like Suravasa or Atlas. So
Yeah.
and from what I can gather, teams aren't that confident on Atlas. I'd say it's even though that map's been out for a while, it's still quite a very niche map. I'd say,
Oh,
especially
really?
in this like. Well, I feel like from what we've seen, like not many people like Atlas as much. Like we see it every now and again in like professional, like top level, like they'll play that Atlas. But again, over here, like more at, like collegiate level, you don't really see it as much. Teams just like to opt to that Suravasa. I feel like Suravasa is the nicer map.
Yeah.
But again, Atlas, don't knock it until you've tried it. It's actually a decent map, in my opinion.
And bans. We didn't speak about bans last game. So in the last map, the bans were Juno and Bastion. As we talked about, Bastion is one of the picks from Warwick, I think.
Yeah.
So yeah, but in this map, the bans are gonna be Diva and Kiriko.
Yeah.
So that's gonna be interesting.
Because we saw the Kiriko ban come out from Warwick. At to start with, they were like, okay, yeah, we don't want to force this Lucio Kiri that Southampton like to play. They wanted to try and potentially run that dive. But then
Yeah.
Southampton went, no, we're going to ban you. We're going to ban your Diva. And it looks
And-
like Warwick, yeah, they're running that Juno Brig Malga that
Yeah.
we spoke about before. It's like very high sustained brawl comp. And of course, Curry Boy on that unrun as well.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, as we spoke about, like Genji players picking an iron run, so that's gonna be a very interesting.
And with her new, like, with her old perk being transferred to just her base kit,
Oh yeah.
like she will have that brawl now as well, potentially, with that own self-heal with her E. Yeah, it looks like Southampton. They're looking to take control of the point to start with. Trigger's trying to get active on the balls. They force them outside on this angle. They're trying to get percentage in, but the Malga comes storming in. PTA kind of a little bit split. Bligger getting stunned out of the way.
Oh no.
Forced out. Mirth finds Spooty, but Cowboy finds the trade. Brought down Southampton. They seem to be finding the kills, but Warwick get the flip onto the point. They get the control of the point early. Even though they are down a couple, they will just look to back up here. Maybe forfeit control of the point to Southampton, look for an early recontest.
I mean, getting that 20% out on the point, 80% is pretty nice.
Yeah.
But the problem with that was just the Malga just running in by himself
Yeah.
while the backline was focusing on the ball.
We have a nasty angle on Bastion here, but Muck finds Kitia early. That's the break down. Whimsy getting chipped away. Booty finds Whimsy. Favor looking for Warwick with Muck with a great headshot onto Brogy. And these hit scans, they are finding that value. Gligger with the little extra stall as much as he can. Rolling around, manages to get out. And Warwick in control of the point yet again.
I love a good ball. They're just so fun to watch. But yeah, really good recontest here by Warwick and getting back on the point. Southampton going now to the Lucio pick.
Yeah. Don't quite have that Curie online, but they're just looking to try and get aggressive. The anti comes through on the Spooty as he's forced it back. Space given to Southampton now as they look to get aggressive. Bastion ult comes through alongside the mines. It's going to be very splitting for the team. I think if Southampton controls the point, Mirth finds Mug. Worth with two with the melee onto Curry Boy, but Spooty finds a trade. Again, the kills coming through from Southampton, they're just too much.
Yeah, they use a lot of ults there, Southampton with the ball and the Bastion ult coming through. There's a very good zoning ults.
Yeah, it just gives them all the space in the ball with that as they got aggressive on it. Capital as well. Pulse bomb online now for Southampton as well, compared to the almost 4 ults coming up from Warwick now. LGD with a rally, almost coming up from the orbital ray as well on the Juno.
Oh, look at the Tracer in the backline. She'll look for a stick. She gets a stock. Oh, gets the Juno very early.
Can Mirth find the second, finding those melees, but Mug is getting enough care to try and stay alive. Curry Boy with a kill onto Uberogi. Getting out with the kill onto Curry Boy as well. Can't quite find the value on the unrun as he's yet to build an ult this round so far. Point control falls to Warwick. Rally gets popped to try and help deal with this ball. That's trying to lurk on this point. Now we're just holding the line. Point out. LGD does falling low to this ball though. Once he finds LGD, he's kind of stuck and alone. High Noon comes through off that Merc. Doesn't quite find any kills with it, but it's enough to stay alive as he finds a flashbang kill onto Mirth. That's the tracer down. The stall is going to whittle away now for Southampton. We're going to have to just rely on that ball specifically as the pin down from Malga finds Uberogi. So much damage going through, but they can't quite touch in time, and that will give Southampton like control of the point.
This Malga just running around, being able to sustain and have brawl. Team come for Warwick seeming really strong right now, but Southampton still gained that point.
Southampton do a very good job of denying that cap there, and again, it just kind of led to them for Warwick just forgetting about that point.
Even though they had the kill advantages in that fight, it felt like. So just, I guess, lack of communication, focusing on the point.
Flash not coming through, just to try and slow down Warwick's advance. Both teams looking to try and take this high ground before getting onto point. Both has finding that angle a little hide on to wait for someone to push through. Kind of exposed. Gligger with the slam down, can't quite find the kill. Muck falls to Whimsy. And the damage coming through from the Tracer was good enough. Unknown goes pop through, can't quite find any kills with it. Gligger is kind of struggling here.
Will he die to burn? He dies to the burn, and that's the power of Malga. And now Warwick getting the flashpoint very early on. And gets stagger kill.
Yeah, Courage Boy hunted him down. Found his prey. Rogi couldn't quite get out in time. Well, Southampton now they do have that nano boost online. Cage coming up from Warwick as well.
And then it is like team, like Burn team come from Warwick seem very solid, but don't put Southampton down because they do have the Ana ult, they do have that ball ult coming out right now.
Finds come through, trying to find the value. Whimsy finds Mug. Body kills, the Cage comes through, catches the ball. That's enough to try and slow down that ball enough and maintain control at that point. Mines are kind of going to split off Warwick a little bit here as Kitia finds the kill onto Squid. Just that Juno's just struggling around, couldn't quite find any connection. And that will give the point control over to Southampton now.
Yeah, really good retake there by Southampton, even though they didn't have like... Honestly, felt very favorable to Warwick there very early on, but they did get the pick off on Tracer right now, so they have a 4v5.
Hebrews comes through onto Whimsy on the Bastion, finding an incredible damage with the tank form, but they do does fall nonetheless. Warwick following those, the trades come through. Warwick looking to find these kills, they clean up. Digger just has to back up now. Forfeit control at that point.
Is that a perk of Ball where he puts the shields around him?
Yeah, it's a major perk. You can like put a barrier around himself. It's quite broken if you ask me, but
Yeah, I was about to say, why does he have a Zarya shield on?
decided to give Gallagher barrier on cooldown. Flash shot comes through, just trying to find some damage, trying to create space on the point as the orbital ray comes through from Warwick. High Noon also pops, trying to find that damage, finds Kitia, that's a touchdown. Overtime now ticking away. So through, they are looking to try and kite this orbital ray just that little bit, but they will need to find a touch if they are looking to keep control. Ball does find the point, but the Jewel bash away. Split away now with all the boops coming through. Gallagher trying to stall as much as he can, but the burn damage, both the Malga and Unrun will chip them away. They now give the point control over to Warwick.
Really good. Really good hold there by Warwick. Of course, the Cassidy finding a really early pick on the Lucio with High Noon, and of course that denying the beat. So
Yeah.
they just had a very easy fight up from there on.
Southampton, they do have that beat now online, as you said. Rally from the side of Warwick as well. But the beat would kind of give the favour to us. Look to try and take this next fight.
No.
Pulse bomb kind of comes through, trying to find a pick on the back line, but they do have to avoid it. And an ult popped. The beat popped to try and counter it. Damage coming through. The beat getting beat health getting chipped away as Uberogi falls. Great dive on there for the Malga. Going to run them all down. Loaded D finds Kitia, that's the support stand coming through.
Oh
Cage,
no.
trap Gallagher. He can't survive that. And that will give Warwick a 9 and the more point control.
And this is the power of Malga against Ball. Literally just trapping Tam Hamster in his ult and just couldn't escape.
Where do you think you're going? Grabs him. Makes him stay put like that. Although that will work, that can only usually work like once every like point, to be fair, like if you can try and build that cage. So you can only like guarantee a kill of them once.
Yeah.
Liga now, of course, swap into that jungle queen, try and maybe live just a little bit more, try and get as much bleed damage as they can onto that Malga. Stay alive as a shout comes through. Nano boost as well, try and find the damage on that backline. Curryboy trying to get active, but the stun grenade from Whimsy is enough to try and slow them down just a little bit as he will fall because of it. Kills coming through from Southampton. Backline putting in the work for Southampton there, fighting those kills. Just the Malga and Juno left alive. You have to struggle to stop trying to come through onto Whimsy, but he dodges it. Ducks out of the way. They can't really afford to die here, so Warwick are just going to have to try and live as much as they can. Might be a struggle. They are doing it nonetheless. Having great get to engage on this Malga, but again the stomp comes through, big damage coming through. The high noon tries to try and warn them off. The Spook does find the kill onto Whimsy. He was kind of alone on that Deadeye when he popped it. Maybe he was like hoping his team was behind him to follow up with the damage, try and cut him away, but the anti-nade from Ruparoki is huge. It cancels out that orbital ray entirely as a huge sleep comes through onto the break as well.
What a sleep from downtown.
Yeah. Well, you seem quite split at the moment, but they do have control of the point. All the stomp coming through straight onto Ruparoki's head. He will fall.
This Malga seems so disgusting in the hands of what is it? Rowdy.
Anger Cage coming through now to just hold that point down, lock it down as they try and touch as much as they can, but ultimately futile. They can't control that point, and that will give Warwick a 2-1 lead going to this final point for them.
Yeah, really strong holder by Warwick, and it just seems like this Malga can just do whatever he wants, surviving so long, and Southampton have a very poke-like team comp. Of course, the cast swapping into Anran, so now they are going to a more like brawlish team comp.
Potentially, yeah, with that Junker Queen especially. They're just trying to try and find that value on the anti-nades onto that the Malga. Was Mirth finds Curryboy early.
Ooh.
For the fight to begun, high noon to try and zone the point off. Try and help them hopefully to fall back. Not to zone off that point. But the unrun from Whimsy is kind of stalling this point.
Mark falls down, and the Malga is out of position there, and it seems that Southampton will just get this point very easily.
Yeah, he couldn't quite stump up that window. Just kind of stranded on point as they now have to fall back.
It reminds me of last week when we saw the Reinhardt Jetpack Cat, where the Reinhardt tried to dash through a window.
Didn't quite work. They do have that Rampage online as it comes through, finds all of them, full connect. Looking to run them down now as Whimsy finds Monk. Kills coming through, the Resurrection coming through from Curryboy. But again, that just did not look like it was going to find the value he wanted with that.
Yeah.
Half his team was dead when he popped it. Maybe it was just that little bit of delay between. That's the unrun ult down from Warwick.
Yeah, and as you said, I think that's a waste from Curryboy. And now with this position by Whimsy, he might find a pick here. Oh no, but they find him in the corner.
He always gets close to that ult, so once he can build that, they can look for a great dive coming through. Almost on the off angle with the OC beat coming through with the push. He was trying to force someone out. Monk kind of forced under the rally's pop to try and counteract it. Again, Monk all on his own here.
Oh no.
Can Mirth find the shots? He does eventually with the melee final blow. Warwick find a flip onto the point, but they're so split. It's going to be such a struggle if they're going to make this work.
And that's so staggered as well. I think that Southampton will just easily find this point. He gets asleep.
Big sleep for Warwick, but he kind of wakes him up early. They can't find the connection. He might fall because of it. Is he going to flame his Sojourn for that? He might just have to do because they find 2 kills.
Oh no, what happened there?
But Curryboy with the clutch potentially. Whimsy coming through with the ult. Try and get that overhead, stay alive. Finds the connection, the burn damage will chip away. Squid pops the orbital ray. Just try and stall this point as much as he can. They don't want to forfeit this control. Squid finds the point at the point. He finds the cage as well. That would trap Whimsy in his place. He can't move. Damage coming through. And what a turnaround from Warwick. It's almost like the inability to kill the unrun with a sleep afterwards has led to all this.
Yeah, there's a full-on snowball effect there. And holy, now Warwick with a dominant, they only need 20% more to capture the point and win this round to tie up the score, but can they do it?
Nano and Rampage about to come on like Southampton, but they need a touch. That Stomp Squid is almost crucial. The anti-nade comes through onto Spooty as the Monk finds the damage, but they can't quite touch in time. And that gives Warwick their comeback thing for a tie game.
What a match this is becoming to be. Warwick tying up the score 1-1, breaking the curse.
Oh no, I thought the day would never come.
And honestly, I'm more than happy. Both teams seem to fight tooth to nail
Yeah. Such a close game in the end, and that pivotal last fight from Warwick, that fight just to try and, it was a bit of a scramble, but they find the kills that they needed, and they controlled that point, and they did such a good job afterwards to go from like almost a tie game to going to that like 0.5, but they just shut it down completely, and it was a great job from them to tie the
Yes.
series up.
Southampton was so close to capturing that second point, but again, that wake up on Aaron was just like shot themselves in the foot there, literally. And I don't know if the Anna is screaming at the DPS,
Give him
but
a little slap on the head for that one. I was like, what are you doing? Although, can't take all the blame away, because again, just even one more hit shot, they might have been dead. It's that unrun change coming into fruition there with that like self-heal on the hits. Like, it just did such a good job for them. Like, we didn't have the anti online for him, so just managed to heal up and then find those kills subsequently when Squid came in with the saving torpedoes.
oh yeah. And again, really well played to both teams. Again, very close game. I really wonder what's gonna happen in the second game or third. Bans. Who do you think they're gonna ban?
Malga. Southampton, I think they're going to go for that Malga because that was proving such a big problem. But even then, potentially, as we saw the value coming through from the last point for both teams, I'd say, like the Unran could be a potential ban.
True.
Maybe she's like better than I thought she was. Like,
Yeah.
they seem to be making them work. Maybe I'm just terrible at Unran and they can't make it work. So who knows? Maybe it's all me that's like got it all wrong about Unran. So we'll see as they want to continue maybe potentially running it. Maybe like the way that they were doing it is because they had that Malga like, to support. They could almost keep that uptime from the burn going so much. But again, if they don't have that, maybe Unran won't work as well. But we'll see if they want to try and keep this Malga comp going, or if they want to like, or if they're gonna be forced off it potentially.
Yeah, to be fair, as we also saw, like as you said, the burn being such a huge factor. Like we've seen some of the picks was literally on like the ball trying to get away, but dies to burn, slowly chipping him. So yeah, honestly, it's a very interesting game. But I feel like Malga maybe got a lot of value just because it was a flashpoint.
Yeah.
While other maps maybe not will not find as much value.
Yeah. I wonder if he can make Malga work on Gibraltar.
Oh my!
Can he stomp up onto those high grounds? Couldn't even make that window jump. How is he going to make that jump onto the entire high ground?
Listen, give him a jetpack cat, he can do anything.
Wait, the jetpack cat. Oh my god.
A Malga flying with his like two guns. Yeah, no, thank you.
From the air, immediate stomp, just boom. Imagine like damage scaled with height traveled.
Oh
like,
no!
Kind of like what they did with like I think it was like Lucio for a while. Like the more you fall with beat, like the more, or like you can kill someone if you land on their head. Something like that. I think there was something like that in like an April Fool's patch or something like that. So maybe that could be something from Malga. But like again, what kind of event are you getting where you're stomping from like from such a height?
It's only if you have jetpack cat.
Yeah.
So again, we're going back to the perks of my rivals of like jetpack cat Malga, the tiniest creature with the biggest creature. Like
that'll be interesting. Or like the April Fools, but they had tiny Malga. Maybe they can have a big, huge jetpack cat.
Oh my!
Jetpack lion.
Is a lion the biggest cat animal? I think it is.
Right.
Yeah.
Someone has to fact check that for me. Let's see. What we do know. What is a fact?
Okay.
Oh, that was good. Is we have Kings Row as our upcoming map. Who would have seen that coming?
No one, man. No one.
One of these days we'll get a shock with a Midtown or Blizzard World, and we'll be like, whoa.
Oh, please! I'm not gonna cast over Blizzard World. I'm gonna be honest. Like
he's gonna be hating the whole time. Like,
bro,
that choosy angle he's spamming.
Oh yeah, bro. Let's just play Torbjorn Symmetra and then just sit in a corner and just let the turrets do all of the work.
Yeah.
Like, please, no, man.
No, nice old classic Kings Row match we got coming up for you now. It'll be interesting to see what comps they want to pull out, what heroes they will ban to go into this next game.
Oh, well, we're coming through, as you were saying, we have a Bridget ban, so that's interesting. So what do you think? Did they find a lot of value? I was saying the first map, but I don't know about the Flashpoint.
Well, the Juno break backline is always something like maybe
Especially
more that's
Brawl.
being coordinated, from the like the more maybe like the unrun coming through from the other team. Like they might go like, oh, this it's very hard to like try and get active on the backline when they've got that break there.
Yeah.
So maybe that's where they were looking for that, or they're trying to cancel out Because I feel like with the Malga Juno break backline,
Yeah,
it's kind of like once you lose one, you kind of lose the value from the others.
100%.
Like where usually that is kind of used when Kiri's banned. Now that Kiri's open again, like they might just want to try and play that instead. Because I feel like a Lucio Kiri might be a Juno break.
Yeah,
They just ban out that break. They're kind of stuck trying to like maybe force them onto Lucio Kiri, which Southampton probably has the advantage over, as we saw in that first map.
yeah. Again, and to be fair, Bastion, we did see up the Bastion online,
Yeah.
but
Again, once they had that Malga and stuff, like it was just that little bit more difficult to like, make it work. Because like, it was just going to get run down.
yeah,
Like, as we saw it happen quite often there in that first game, with that first point. Like they were like, oh yeah, let's play the Bastion here. But it didn't quite work out how they wanted. The damage was just a bit too much.
yeah,
That's the thing with Bastion. You kind of need like point control, or like
yeah,
you need to control the space that you want to play in.
and a lot
but,
of
like,
protection.
Yeah.
So
like-
now with Brigida being banned, he wouldn't find that much protection. And I think another reason for Brigida ban is Cass ult. We saw him like once or twice, I think, where Brigida can just shield everyone from a Cass ult.
Yeah. Also stun out of it as well if they're close enough with that rally.
So,
Again, like we're seeing the value of that break come through.
mm,
So that potentially banning it might be the way to go. I
yeah,
believe we also had the next ban is Tracer as
Oh.
well. So maybe they're just trying to force that Ana on Mirror.
that'll be fun. But yeah, to be fair, we also saw the Tracer Valgentas take on very early on in second fight, where she went behind everyone
Mm.
and just found the stick.
Yeah. So it did seem Warwick had the advantage once they were swapped to the Unknown Mirror.
Mm.
So maybe that might be the play going forward. They're like, okay, like if they don't want to run the Juno break, if they want to stop us from running the Juno break, maybe we try and stop them from running the Tracer Mirror, where
Yeah.
they had the advantage in that first map. So potentially like getting rid of that Tracer, maybe forcing them on the Arn run or the Genji potentially, like that might favor
Yeah,
Warwick more as they go into this next map.
I'm really excited, man.
Mm.
Like again, a very close game. Finally, this is what we've been waiting for. Like such a close game, like 1-1. What can you ask for
Wait,
more?
that means one of our predictions. Well, or wait, actually, no, because it could be a different team at once. But our scoreline predictions, either one of
Sure.
us is going to be right. Because we always say we never want to say, oh, it's going to be a 3-0 to this team, 3-0 to this team, and this time
Yeah.
we actually proved right.
Yeah.
And
So
it will be a
I-
3-1 or 3-2.
predictions finally being correct.
Yeah. Again, like looking into this, it does seem this could go either way because both teams seem to like have their strengths and weaknesses as they play in this game.
ASAP Vendetta. Oh, after the nerfs.
I mean, it's still Vendetta. If you're good at the
Mm.
character, like it's still going to dominate no matter what. But we're against the teams that are coordinated. It can be quite difficult, especially with
Yeah.
the new changes. You kind of need that backup with like say a Diva or a Zarya with the bubbles.
Great
Come on.
boy back on Genji and Diva also aligned for Warwick. But what's your opinion on? Oh, I was about to say Lifeweaver.
Yeah, part of me did not think they were going to run the Life with a Mercy. That would be a little bit of a troll if you ask me. That's the kind of comment that's even getting me in ranked, calling them to swap off that because no one wants to play with that.
Yeah.
You see a jetpack cat from Warwick though? That could definitely be something.
Oh yeah, it could be great with that Reaper trying to push him in.
But Gliga and Whimsy are looking to hold this close angle as Mark It's a great headshot onto the Wu Yang from Kitsia. That's one support down for Southampton as immediately they can find the pressure on this. Sleep coming through onto Whimsy, but I do believe he has the fade online as he does just about survive. It's back at Hotel, but they can run him down now if they choose to.
He's
Trying to live.
this.
The cat is being forced out. LJD finds Uberagi. That's a support trade. Coming through, but Gliga finds Muck with the stomp coming through. Sleep onto the Malga, the anti-nade 2. That will be huge damage coming through as he looks to try and just back out. Mirth finds LGD and the kills are coming through for Southampton as they look to try and hold this point down.
Good DP there, and yeah, as you said, really good defense here by Southampton, stopping their first Warwick's first push on the point. Now, I thought at the start it was Dire. Oh, the Reaper TPing up here.
Good little spot they can say it's. If Mirth maybe wants to try to take that high ground, try and find an angle, but this Squid went after. They find him early, which is good. Clear him out. Let's try and now play around Hotel. Seems like Boots looking to take this right side high ground, try and force out the back line that's hiding up on there. Wu Yang and Sojourn just hiding up there. They can try and take as much space on this point as possible. kind of surrounding this Malga right now, but again, the damage is just not enough. Vince trying to be forced out. Forcing the hit scan and either out of the way. Curry Boy goes dashing in. Damage too much, Gliga leaving their front line exposed. Finds the kills. Curry Boy caught exposed.
Yeah, Curry Boy there again, like just picked off by the Jericho very early on.
It's quite an aggressive play from him nonetheless, but they are finding this Valley of Diva is being forced out, surrounded now around this Mega. Again, whenever Spirit is dead, like it is demech'd, they just seem to leave him. They're just going to stagger him every single time. It looks like they will yet again.
Oh.
Punches her in the face.
The most unfair 1v1 I've ever seen.
200 kg man just like straight in the
Punches a
face.
5'4" woman. Come on, man.
You're better than that.
But yeah,
Disrespectful.
really good defense here by Southampton. What can Warwick do to break this? They do have that Nano online.
Nano I see the potential possibilities. The Kitsu rush comes through from Southampton. Big damage comes through with the Death Blossom onto that high ground. Forcing them, they can't quite find him, and the Kitsu rush enabling Whimsy on this Reaper to just beam them down. Again, Baby Diva alone yet again. Stuck in hotel this time.
Oh my.
Another punch to the out. Does find the G-Mech, but the dire triggers from Whimsy. Fat damage coming through.
And they only have one mid, and they were only able to get 2 ults out there from Kiriko and the Death Blossom from Reaper. And Warwick here only have 2 ults of themselves. Of course, the Diva Bomb coming online.
But they're about to have almost all their ults coming online as the Tidal Blast comes through onto the Whimsy on the Reaper. First comes through, it does knock one of them down to the ground. But the sustain is just about enough. Sprout finds Ugarogi though, as they look to maybe get aggressive, but Gliga, he's finding those fake kills on the back line. Does fall eventually, but then the point is ticking up now as Curry Boy looking to hold this point, and they're forcing Southampton out of the way now.
This final fight was very crucial. Can they hold this point?
Southampton maybe still a touch. TP goes through onto point. OC popped as well as the blade. Try and force them out. The cage comes through. From Gliga, the damage is just enough. No supports in that cage with him. Ronaldo is just staying alive as much as he can. The bomb comes through. Will it find that he kills? It finds 2. Huge bomb coming through from the Spirit, even from the grave.
But a little bit too little, too late. And Warwick are able to defend that perfectly.
Just like one or two ticks on the board there from Southampton.
Southampton defending. Wait, was it Southampton?
Southampton on the attack now, I believe.
Yeah, so Southampton defended that. But yeah.
Yeah, that's sometimes how it feels like with those maps. Like, you never know sometimes.
Yeah, like the change was like midway through. But again, really good defense there.
Yeah, he did a good job. Just kind of shutting them down almost. Feels like you got to give credit to Whimsy there. I feel like he did a great job of shutting them down on that Reaper.
100%.
Allowing them to just like not find any value. In a great hold there from Southampton.
No, what can they do?
I seem just that
Warwick.
problem.
Yeah. Warwick did get 2 points on the point, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I believe that's 2 ticks, yeah.
So, honestly, could be worse. Of course, not in a place that you want to be. But if they have a strong defense, especially with that Sigma. But I feel like that Malga just being so annoying for everyone.
Yeah, of course, like, it just feels like the ult cycling from Southampton was much better there. Like, as we saw, Warwick, they had all 4 ults in that one fight.
Yeah.
Come up on top, but Southampton, they were cycling those ults pretty well. But in between those fights, we do seem to find the value as a Sim TP coming through. We're going to get aggressive right away, forcing the Samurai into that room there. Is the damage enough? It will be enough. Late Suzu comes through, but Gliga is kind of staggered on his own. He has to try and run into point to try and get that care. Falling low, HP of the wave.
Oh my. What a save.
Great play from Southampton to try and get Gliga out, but Ugarogi does fall to try and get him out as a little sacrifice. We're going to look to try and find the off angle on Malga. For a fat stomp, potentially. They do have that Sim, so they can rotate very easily if they wish to. Reaper TPing up to that high ground. Try and force Gliga out, as they do. He lives nonetheless.
Yeah, he gets out, and again now it's a 5v5. Oh, Reaper getting an early pick on Wu Yang. Can they capitalize off this?
A great kill from Muck there. Finding a support that is crucial to help slow down that TP rotate. course, 2 of them alone on that high ground now as Vega looks for the stomp. Can't quite find anyone with it. This Reaper is just going to beam him down.
Wow.
Great shots there from Muck. Tries to try and clear out this high ground. A very good job of shutting down that push from Southampton.
Really good defense here. And this is what you want to see from Warwick. Just being able to hold this point and this Reaper getting his Death Blossom very early and also Kiriko, but getting a half HP. Needs to be careful. As I said that, the other Kiriko dies.
Yeah. That gives Warwick a great opportunity to hold this for longer than they can. They're coming up on the ults quicker than Southampton, so once they get these ults, they just run them down again. Like, maybe do what Southampton did last time, just cycle the ults better. Then they can maybe even hold this for less than 2 ticks. TP comes up.
Uh-oh.
Curry Boy being burned down by the Malga. He's holding out. He lives. Override protocol pot from Curry Boy along with the Kitsu. He's going to run them down potentially with the high ground control from Southampton. Trying to force him out. Crazy flicks. He's trying to get very creative with this. The kill's coming through. Muck with 2. LJD finding Mirth. Slow push from them.
Is that Malga in their backline still?
Maybe he is. Who knows?
Well, holy.
No. He's back in spawn. He's back in spawn. It's fine. He found his way out. Imagine that the sneaky little Malga play. Again, without a tank there, it's going to be very hard to push through, so kind of lucky that he is back with them.
The meta TP'd. He's looking for the Death Blossom. Instantly pops it.
Yeah, good.
Good for only 1, though.
But I feel like it was a good trade from Mirth there. So did try and force them out earlier. The cage comes through from Gligger. Big control comes through with the flux. All the ults coming through from Southampton now. It's going to be very hard for them to defend this.
And full on take here by Southampton, and they get the second point of this game. Good ult usage there, and well played.
They showed us the 2 ways of managing your ult economy. Just cycling them very well, and then just once you have control of the point, just dump all 5 at once. What can they do?
The moment I saw the Malga like dash in, I was like, yeah, no, it's over.
You see him with
his
the cage
ult up.
Tidal Blast as well.
Yeah.
Getting double stomped to the ground.
Have
The play the
fun.
game from Whimsy. And the value with the Death Blossom. Death Blossom in the air. You don't often see that.
Yeah.
That's a good strat, to be fair. Like, you see Diana like trying to find where that damage is coming through him. Good play from them. And again, you got to give credit to Southampton there. They did a very good job managing their ults throughout the entire fight, entire game. Did a very good job of that.
And now it's 2-1 to them.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's going to be interesting how Warwick will adapt for the 4th game.
Yeah.
So, honestly, Banta Malga. I beg.
Yeah,
I
they
beg.
need to get rid of that. Although it was Warwick that were dominating with the Malga last time. Now it's Southampton doing it.
True.
So maybe they didn't want to take the Malga mirror, but maybe they got that sneaky Malga in the pocket. So they do know that they can. Maybe next game we'll see a Malga mirror,
True.
which not the most entertaining, but it will be funny to watch like the Malgas running at each other.
I wonder, like, if they do it at the same time, they just both fall flat.
Well, they're unstoppable when they're running, so they can't get CC'd. So
yeah.
I felt like they
But
won't
at
start.
the
They'll
end of
just like
the-
knock into each other, I suppose.
Yeah.
Or run through each other. Who knows?
It'll be a very fun watch. But again, another question is, what map do you think we're going to go?
Well, we saw the flashpoint coming through, so that leaves them now with either escort, push, I believe. So it's between one of those.
Yeah.
And believe because it is Warwick's pick, they picked flashpoint first. So I think they might go for a push here.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, they might look towards that Runasapi. Feel like that would favour the Malga more compared to
Yeah.
Esperanza, where I feel like high ground is a good thing for Esperanza, but Runasapi is not as important. It's more playing around those corners, which Malga could do pretty well, especially with the run
Yeah.
and get in and out between those corners. So I feel like the push map with Runasapi might be the play for Warwick, in my opinion. Maybe they've got a strat of their own that they're trying to cook up.
Yeah.
We'll see as they go into this, because I believe that it will be Warwick's map pick and first ban.
But yeah, really good game so far.
Yeah.
Like,
Proving entertaining. One of the more entertaining ones we've done since swapping to Overwatch, I believe.
yeah.
Like this one, it really does look like sometimes you don't know who's going to take it. But again, that was a very dominant performance for Southampton. Like could be potentially a momentum breaker for Warwick. Like they were like after coming off that win, they're probably feeling so chuffed, just get full held on King's Row almost. which-
yeah.
It might be a little bit, like I said, like a momentum killer for them. But I'm sure they can bring it back like they just did in that second map before.
Again, also another thing is, of course, they were able to hold them, but I feel like Warwick was also able to play like a very strong defense there. They just got really unlucky with that tidal wave
Yeah.
and the Malga trap. Like you can't just play. You can't play.
Who knows? Maybe if Southampton didn't stack all 5 ults to the one fight, maybe they would have won it. Who knows?
True.
And they did fight with ults early, so they didn't have. Maybe that's what might have had to have done. Is just save their ults, like save all 5. They're going to invest all 5, so why not we all invest
Yeah.
all 5? Because they seem to be building the ults faster. But again, that's just like hindsight.
Yeah.
Like who knows?
And of course, like I feel like another bad play in that match by Warwick was when the Reaper TP'd on Symmetra. Solo ulted her. Of course, he gets the pick and trades 1-for-1, but Symmetra can get to point so much faster with her teleport. And at the end of the fight, we're able to see her pop ult to zone out the rest of Warwick. So
finding trades on the attack side is much more beneficial because getting traded one of the two, whatever it is. But like if you die on attacker's side, like you will be back quicker than the defenders will. So like dying on attack, like getting traded on attack is not as like heartbreaking as it was for Warwick with that solo ult. It was a good idea in retrospect, but he just needed as much care as possible to try and make that live. If he did find that kill on Symmetra, that would have been huge.
Yeah.
But have slowed down their push, especially with their Malga. Like because we saw this value coming in from the TPs and the rotates. When you got Malga somewhere in your backline, you've almost got to divert attention to that.
Yeah.
But of course, with that sim down, like, they'll just have to run through main and they know exactly where they got to play in order to counteract that.
But yeah.
Going to the next map. Hopefully, we'll get that coming to you soon. But in the meantime, what kind of heroes do you think they will ban next then, aside from the Malga potentially?
Potentially Lucio. But as you said, there is a very high chance for a push map. So I know Lucio is pretty good in those maps now.
Yeah.
So that could be a strong ban if you don't want to mirror it.
Yeah.
And of course, Brigitte being open, so we can also see Juno Brigitte again.
Yeah.
So again, favoring that brawl of Anran, Malga, and Juno Brigitte.
Again, our genius showing in full force here, as we do hear that Runasapi is the next map coming up. So we predicted it. We knew. The little geniuses were like professional Overwatch analysts now. We know exactly what they're going to do.
I mean, would you rather play push or would you rather play full on what's it called? Escort, yeah.
Push, in my opinion. I much prefer like the push flashpoint control maps compared to payload maps.
Yeah.
Payload maps is what I like to call like choke slop and hit scan slop, because that's like what the entire focus is of those maps. You find a position, you hold it, spam the choke. Like you said, that's why you hate Blizzard World so much, because that's literally what those maps are.
Yeah, just
finding a point, spamming it down. You've just got to try and get creative on that attack, try and break through.
Yeah.
But again, with push, a fight can happen almost anywhere.
Yeah.
It's like a big open map, so you kind of take fights no matter where, so there's no real set position you've got to hold. There's like the common places where you would try and take a fight, you maybe let them push there because it has more advantage towards you.
Yeah.
But again, like it's less like full on structured compared to like a payload map, so they do have that freedom to try and fight wherever they want, and it gives more variety of comps in my opinion as well.
Yeah. 100%. And again, we'll probably definitely see both sides picking up brawl team comp rather than like a poke or like what's the third one? I know it's brawl, a dive.
Yeah.
Yeah. Brawl and dive I think are going to be the main two.
For this one, yeah. Like,
yeah.
I would say it will be more like brawl, because I feel like both teams, maybe we won't see a Malga ban because both teams want to play the Malga.
That's true.
And they might instead, because I know Southampton, I think it was that like they had that Southampton, they had them at the Ana, sorry, that they played like to try and counter Southampton are playing the Southampton. Yeah, they like play that Ana for the anti-nade. That's their workaround for the Malga.
Yeah,
because that is the way to try and deal with it. Would be like an Ana Zen, but again, a Zen can be kind of hard to work in these days.
True.
Due to low healing output and like him being like very alone, like he's quite a diveable target.
Yeah, I feel like you're just gonna get also very shredded by the Malga. Even if you like get a sleep and the anti-nade on, I think he has so much HP, and the supports of Southampton have been able to do so much like healing, even if he's like back in their backline. Like it just sometimes feels like he's unkillable.
Yeah.
even of course he has his own like passive healing, but yeah, the supports are doing an amazing job to
Yeah.
keeping Amalga alive. So even if you have like a Discord orb on, then Amalga, I think like somehow the plot will just keep him alive.
You can pump all that utility into Amalga, but then what happens when a Kiriko presses E and removes all of it? And all of a sudden, back to full HP, running you down yet again.
Yeah, how fun. How fun,
And we
man.
have already seen a Kiriko ban from, who was it that banned Kiriko? Do you remember?
I think it was Southampton.
Southampton banned it, so it would be more expansive. So they could choose to ban that Kiriko if they're looking to run the Malga.
Oh.
And look at that. Kiriko ban coming through.
Oh, no, my Warwick banned Kiriko last game. Apologies.
Yep. There you go.
So,
Got production error here, feeding us all the information. We
The
were wrong.
magic
We were
man.
wrong on that one. We were wrong on that one. We got Runasapi right, but we got the bans wrong. That had to go wrong at one point. And there's a exciting match coming up. It's got to be like Warwick. They have to perform here and now if they're just going to stay alive and move forward to go against Portsmouth next game. But I believe we're going to go to a quick break because we're having a couple of troubles getting the players sorted.
no
So we'll
worries.
be back soon with the third or fourth game. Actually, it feels weird saying that because
Yeah.
we never say game 4. So we'll be back soon. Welcome back. We are coming at you now with our fourth game of the Ignition Series University Clash. University of Southampton versus University of Warwick. Game 4, currently 2-1 to Southampton. As we head into this fourth game now, Runasapi, of course, Warwick's map pick and first ban, which they have chosen to ban Ana. This game. So yeah, potentially looking, like we said, maybe they're trying to play that Malga, but then maybe they struggle more with that Ana compared to how Southampton have played that Malga before.
Definitely. And it'll be very interesting to see how Southampton will adapt to it.
Yeah.
Of course, they might I honestly can see the Malga mirror in this match.
Mm.
So it honestly really depends on the supports in this game. Maybe we might be able to see a Mizuki, but even though Mizuki is not really that good.
No, I
Yeah.
wouldn't bank on a Mizuki this
Yeah.
game with a Malga, especially. Like,
Yeah,
you're just
with
not going to have the
support.
heals at all.
Yeah.
You're likely to see maybe either Lucio Kiri or I feel like Juno Brig might be more popular
Oh yeah.
with
yeah.
the Malga. But again, Southampton do seem to favour the Lucio Kiri, so Lucio Kiri can still work with the Malga, definitely, 100%.
Yeah.
With the speed boost and the Suzu, of course, it's going to be massive for a Malga. But of course, Southampton have banned Genji. That seems to be more of a target ban.
Yeah.
Like-
Furry boy going crazy sometimes on
Yeah,
Genji.
we've seen like that could be one to try and force him onto their Anran mirror or
Mm.
the Tracer mirror, like or like potentially just get rid of the comfort pick.
Yeah.
Like, maybe they've found all the target bans that they want. Now they're just going like, well, they've got all the bans that they wanted out of the way, so they're just like, okay, who can we kind of throw off? Who's the threat here? Who can we throw off to like
yeah.
maybe just try and make this next game a little bit just that little bit easier?
Mm. Again, Southampton being in a very dominant position right now and momentum all on their way. So it'll be very interesting with work with their backs on the wall if they can get that point back as we go. We did miss a bit.
But it looks like Warwick have control of the bot to get push progress. Big O's got through, so I'm going to believe that it was literally just so much damage coming through. But like, Liga is on the Zarya compared to the Malga coming through from Warwick. So Warwick wanted to hit the Malga mirror, but Liga on the Zarya. They shot them down as the trades coming through. Liga's finding the kills with that high damage coming through. Whimsy on the Echoes, going to help try and shut that down, but the stomp coming through from Sprut will find Kyotia. And that gives Warwick almost control of this bot, but the damage coming through is quite enough. The Anran will fall. Right boy falling, the sticky bombs full connect. Whimsy finds two. His kills, just a break left to go. They will fall, and that will give Southampton control of this bot now going forward.
One thing that I've noticed about Southampton's team comp is that they have so much movement with Lucio, Kiriko, Ana, even Soldier has like a bit of movement. Of course, Zarya being the most least mobile of all of them, but again they have that Lucio speed boost, so doesn't even matter.
Get them out. Got the bubbles for the Malga stomps as well. But it might just be that little bit hard for Sprut to try and find the stomps. He was running at that bus. Trying to do the late Suzu, can't quite keep both alive with a grab coming through. Traps them all in. The Sprut is still finding the kills nonetheless. It's a solid grab, but it's a Malga, so like he's just going to tank that.
He does not
Especially without the Sojourn. Find that damage. Forcing the copy out from Southampton. Try and stay alive, but like again, that's not going to do much when you're last alive. If anything, it's just going to stagger yourself, putting yourself at disadvantage. But Whimsy, he finds Bug. Somehow. Gonna stay alive, and it's just maybe look for a spawn camp potentially.
But now Warwick are very spread out, so this could be a very hard point to hold. They have to give it, and Career Boy gets picked off by Tamalga. They need to give this robot away.
Well, I thought it was initially misplay from Whimsy. It ended up turning into a great play. Try and find hit scan down. Just leaves Whimsy in the backline, so that you have to try and take attention towards him. And now,
The Malga mirror,
yeah.
as we said.
And like, yeah, they have now swapped into that Malga mirror. Maybe potentially the Zarya was just enough that pick. Kitsu Rush is coming through. Good to the cage. Big
Wow.
Malga shooting Malga action. That will give flashbacks as Spooky comes up on top. Support coming through from Warwick just about much. Favours in them at that point. I think it did use those double support ops though to try and keep him alive in that.
Again, I think the point of Southampton there was, okay, we're going to go off our Kiriko ult, but the Juno and Malga ult just being so deadly, and of course in the castle just zoning them away so they couldn't keep the other Malga alive.
The OC pop from Mirth. We try and find that damage early, but again they just take around that left side, catch them off guard. Mirth falls because of it. High ground control from Warwick as they try and flip the map, potentially. Let's try and get the Anran up, pops, try and clear Whimsy out of that angle if they do. But again, Southampton are getting the distance on the cut. This Kitia finds LJD. That will be a support down for them, so it's going to be a little bit harder to try and test this point.
But the Malga does not care.
Look at the counter stomp coming through. And then a little bit of beat comes through. That's going to keep him alive massively. Huge health coming through from Bligger. He maintains the point, but Monk with the flashbang, plant the hammer onto Kietia. And that's a support down for Southampton now instead as they're finding trades. The advantage does favour Southampton coming into this fight as they find 2 kills. Trying to clear up on this Malgor, he's all alone. Whimsy finds the kill before he potentially he was so close to almost burning away. He's going through, and Whimsy seems to be kind of performance on Echo so far this game.
Yeah, and he only really had that soldier, cast to shut her down. Of course, Amran not being really good hero to play against Ana.
Of course, Echo is going to
Oh,
get the
Echo.
problems. They can't quite find, like, of course, Curry Boy isn't going to really find the value from that. The copy comes through onto the Kiriko. Will look to try and almost get a double Kitsu rush comes through as they're hiding to shut down the cage. The Sprint falls before he can get that cage online. Orbital Ray coming through to try and clutch up on this fight. They're a tank down, but the damage for the torpedoes chipping them away. Squid with 2. There's a great use of the Juno utility there to try and find massive amounts of damage coming through, and that will give Warwick the point just before they were about to lose that lead.
Yeah, and also find that stagger kill on Echo. Cool, maybe push around like, I don't know, just a bit few more meters just around this corner.
2 massive ults coming up for Warwick there. They've got that unrun ult and the cage coming through. They just try and find a slower cage on the Glinger. Oh, his LJD falls early. That's not what you want to see. Merc with the Destructor is going to create all that space for them as Whimsy finds Merc as well. Jim's University of Southampton, they are finding these picks very well. They're marking their angles, making sure Warwick can't find a sneaky flank on them. Done them down very well.
Need to be careful here, University of Warwick.
And they are looking to hold this corner. With the Malgo, the cage coming through. Finds 2 within it. The OC just trying to beam down this cage. Cage down as the unknown ult comes through with the shot in the air though. Cowboy can't quite find a connection in time. That's a great fight from Southampton. 2 ults used. And that gives them the lead.
Yeah, this is going to be a full-on team kill, and they will be able to push this robot even further. Oh wait, actually no, because they only hit a checkpoint here.
Right before the checkpoint. Honestly, the amount of games I've almost lost to like that one little checkpoint.
Yeah, and the robot is having a quick break.
Yeah, he needs a breather. Been traveling for a while. Boy, now looking to try and take this right side. They're controlling this high ground, just waiting for the perfect minute to stop in. They are backing up, kind of giving control of this bot though, but LJD is kind of left alone on the bot to try and push it away. The beat comes through, but oh, he dies just before the beat connection. He even finds the train on the mug, but support down. That is going to create such problems for them, but never mind, I've been proven wrong as they instantly find the kills. Never count out Whimsy and Gligo for their kills. Whimsy's always good for their one, it seems.
Doesn't matter if you get kick out when you just have a Lucio giving your entire team boost, and also the what's his ult name again?
Sorry?
The ult. A beat.
Oh, beat. Yeah. A big valley coming through from there. Southampton are getting a good push on now. Look to try and get us with 2 minutes left to go. Trying to push this as much as they can, try and get at their spawn as Malga runs through. Gonna stop Mercifant's Curry Boy, the cage comes through with a copy onto Brig. It's gonna be huge damage, whipping them away. They try to use that high noon, but like, was just shut down before they could even find any value on it.
And Southampton here getting another team kill, and this seems very dire for Warwick. Now can they break through their spawn and stop Warwick, stop Southampton from taking this point and winning the game 3-1?
Yeah, it has to be here and now. They're coming up with 3 major ults. From right, the cage comes through, trap Glinger. Orbital Ray to help with the follow-up, but the damage coming through, the sticky bombs. They are finding damage onto Spirity, but he does just about manage to live. Orbital Ray putting in the work there.
And Warwick here are able to hold off this point, but they are in such a dire position, only 1 minute left. Can they push this robot? Can they tie up the scoreline to 2-2?
Just the Anran and the rally coming through from Warwick if they are to win this fight.
This is going to be very difficult.
Yeah, the Kutsune OC is going to create so much space for them as it comes through. The OC pops. Well, the Juno flying in the air, just so exposed.
Oh,
Pretty
no.
running in, a little bit of a feed from him there as he falls to the Echo, but can they find a trade onto Mega? They do. All of a sudden, the dire situation is now looking savable. The Kutsune rush comes through from Southampton as they look to try and push them back just a little bit. They're just coming through there, forcing them in this room. There's a great rush from them. And Southampton clear out this left side.
We have Curry Boy in the back line with his ult up. Again, only 30 seconds left. Can they hold this and push? Seems very dire for Warwick here.
Yeah. They just got to do it with both the DPS ults, no support ults, no tank ults. It's going to be very difficult for them. Beat and copy coming up from Whimsy. If Whimsy can get copy onto one of the supports, it might be a very big problem. Or as he copies onto the Malga, he has that 50% ult charge already, so he can probably build a cage very quickly as the milk comes through. Kills the copy. And look for the ult with a TP away.
Oh my.
Juked him straight away. The great TP. Finally kills a late beat. That could be a saving grace from Warwick there. As long as they don't die, but Whimsy finding 2.
And Tabit will mark the death of Warwick. And I think that is game. But the Malga is surviving a bit.
Yeah, it's a Malga. Be very hard to change. But Whimsy finding the combo with the sticky bombs, but he is staying alive. It just shows how strong a Malga could be. It's just him alone, but no one wants to push him. It
And
just knows the damage can come through.
now we're in overtime. Warwick need to push very far, for a whole 50 meters. And I don't think they even got a mid checkpoint.
54 in low. Gliga always has that cage online. Both teams coming up on their cages. But with the first cage coming through, Gliga does have that cage if he wants to use it, but he will just try and take the death. The orbital ray comes through, just a little bit of an overextend there potentially. They probably already had that fight down, but there's the orbital ray to try and secure it. Again and now. University of Warwick will just have to rely on that rally almost.
Oof. That looks like getting very low there, almost getting the pick and the stagger.
Yeah.
Now Warwick are able to push the robot even further.
Yeah, you don't want to stagger for Southampton, you just want to build up those ults. They're coming up on 3 now. Like, if Whimsy, you're probably looking either for a double cage or a copy onto like potentially the support. Or Vespucci is getting beamed down. He just about manages to live with the overrun. He runs away, but the damage coming through, he's leaving his front line exposed. Kills coming through for Southampton.
That is game for Devs, and Southampton take the game 3-1. Congratulations to them for going to the finals against Portsmouth, Southside derby.
Yeah, that'll be a great, interesting match. Well played to Warwick, of course. That was a great final hold. It was a great last attempt from them to try and push through. But Southampton, they proved themselves this game especially. Compared to the last one as well. Like, they've just been doing such a good job of shutting down this game.
And like the Malga 1v1 just
Seemed Gliga had him just that little bit beat, but I want to give credit to like Whimsy there, like on the Echo. He's been putting up such a great performance across the whole series. Like, he's got it both on hit scan and on flex DPS. No matter what he can do, he's finding these kills, finding that value. Huge damage coming through, especially with the whole sticky bomb beam combo from the Echo. That is going to help melt down, especially like if they don't have the Suzu, so they can't like try and protect from that combo that he just does, just try and help heal it. And that DPS passive can be quite difficult, as we saw. They were finding that value with the damage coming through.
And honestly, I also saw like being able to focus on Muck. Like Muck seemed to like fall before like every big team fight.
Yeah.
And that cost Warwick a lot of team fights where I think they could have won, but again going into one side. And again, I want to congratulate Warwick and say thank you for coming to our event.
Yeah. Break that. So now at least we can say we've not been like 3-0 swept, and we actually did create a tournament with at least a decent level of matchmaking to create a game that didn't just go all 3-0s.
Yeah, and again now the fans seem very excited for Southampton putting like again wild performance today, but they have to go against the unbeaten Portsmouth.
Yeah, they've not lost a map, and they're looking like they're almost playing with their full roster, it seems. So it might be a big challenge for Southampton next week. But I'm sure that they can deliver us another great game.
Definitely.
And we'll look forward to that next week. Same time as this, hopefully. No delays, so we can get started around 6:30, between 6:30 and 7. That is the time to be here next week, next Tuesday, 5th of May, I believe. I got that right? Yeah. Final day for us on Ignition Series as well. It'll be our final stream.
Yeah.
Coming through, so.
That's sad.
Because all the weeks we've had almost like 6 months-ish of action across Rocket League and Overwatch, so make sure you stay tuned for the Ignition Series finale next week. Will be a banger, I'm sure.
Thank you everyone for coming tonight, and we'll see you next week.